Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime, and it is time 100% honest review of the most recent Brawl Stars update, the summer update for Brawl Stars. Now there are some things that I really love about this update, as well as some things that I really dislike about this update, like one huge thing that I really dislike. And of course, with all the Brawl Stars updates, I'm going to be 100% honest with my review of the update, and you guys, I'd like to know what you guys think of it all as well. Let's go ahead and start off by talking about Tick. Honestly, guys, I really like Tick. I originally thought that he was going to be pretty weak, but after playing him a bit, I'd say that he feels pretty balanced, actually. Maybe slightly on the weaker side, but certainly not as bad as some other brawlers when they were released. Now, I haven't played Tick as much as I normally would before, like, forming my opinion of him. It's been almost a week since Tick was released. I've only pushed him to about 400 trophies. The gameplay that you're seeing there is on my way from 400 to 500 trophies because I've been on vacation all week. You know, it's been pretty busy, but as with all the new brawlers, I push him up to 400 by only playing with randoms, except for like some really early trophies where I was playing some Brawl Stars with some of my nephews. The Kairos family reunion did involve quite a bit of Brawl Stars. So my opinion of Tick might change, but I would say that he was actually pretty easy to push as long as I stayed away from Showdown and stuck to the modes that he's actually pretty good at. I will say that his star power is incredibly strong because he can take a little bit of damage, and it's not a problem because he starts to heal before he actually reloads all of his shots. So he stays healed up really, really easily. I actually think that they might need to nerf it a little bit. They made it so that he starts healing 2 seconds faster, which you start healing normally after like 3 seconds. So that's like 66% faster, which is crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made it so it was like every 1.5 seconds faster. So he healed, twice as fast, or started healing twice as fast. My only issue with Tick, though, is the fact that it is very difficult for all 3 mines to hit a target if you manually aim his attack. For example, if a high safe is the closest target and you auto aim, all 3 mines will hit the safe. But if there's an enemy that is your closest target, so you have to manually aim your attack onto the safe, you're more likely to only hit 1 or maybe 2 mines onto the safe, which is a really big waste and is kind of frustrating. Also, when you're actually playing against enemy players, the likelihood of hitting all of your shots is very low against a skilled player. I would like to test this, but personally I think that if he did get some type of a buff, I would like the radius of his mines to be like 1/3 tile bigger, so that it would make it more likely that he could actually hit more shots. I like his super a lot. Part of me thinks that it also needs like more HP, but another part of me thinks that might be too strong. Additionally, I think that if I would like him to be buffed, it would be to increase that radius of his regular attack. Now that we've talked about Tick, I wanted to talk a little bit about Supercell adding more star powers into the game. Guys, can we please give Supercell a round of applause for adding this into the game? Yes, Supercell. Okay, I think that was enough cheering for everyone. Seriously though, guys, I love this change. There's been almost no content being added for endgame players for such a long time, and I don't blame Supercell for really focusing on early to mid game content. I think that's exactly what they should have been doing, but these additional star powers, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, I love it. Now I understand that most players that are watching this video right now are probably not maxed out. You maybe have 1 star power, but I just think this is fantastic because it gives a big reason for people to keep playing, and also to really build their character. I don't know, I love it. I think that the majority of the new star powers offer a lot more power than the original set of star powers, but I do think that Supercell is just wanting to balance things at the moment. And previously, Supercell had very little to determine how much each star power offered. For example, Dynamite's jumping star power is just weird. There's no really way to see if it's actually providing much benefit at all. Now Dynamite will get a 2nd star power, and Supercell can look at the use rates for the 2 star powers to determine which ones are stronger and then balance them based off of that. And I love that. Now additionally, this just adds so much depth into the game because it allows players to make a choice outside of battle that will impact their success in battle. And I love that. That's one of my favorite things about Clash Royale. I seriously think that it's a fantastic change, and I honestly would love to see even more star powers being added into the future. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but eventually I would love it if each brawler had 5 star powers to choose from, then Brawl Stars could allow brawlers to like upgrade to level 11 so they could use 2 at a time. I don't know if Supercell is planning on doing anything like that in the future, but I would love to be able to equip multiple star powers and eventually maybe even have an ultimate ability added into the game with its own button or joystick or something like that. But like I said, getting way ahead of myself. This is me daydreaming about Brawl Stars, but for now I'm really happy with this addition. I also think that it's really cool that they are releasing star powers weekly so that the meta doesn't like become incredibly volatile right now before Supercell, like leaves on vacation and they can't fix anything. I think that's really smart of them, and it also helps keep people's interest until Supercell is able to come back to work on the next update after they've had their month-long vacation. Okay guys, now let's talk about star points. Once again guys, I love this. I love the fact that Brawl Stars is creating skins and other things that players cannot purchase with gems. The only way that you can unlock these skins is by playing the game and by being a dedicated player and being skilled at the game. Creating these skins costs Brawl Stars time and money to make, and the fact that they actually won't directly make a single penny from any of them is so cool. It really tells me that their #1 priority really is making Brawl Stars an awesome game, and that profit comes later. Now, I do know that these star skins are basically just recolors of other skins, but you can do a lot of really cool stuff with just recolors, like, like the chrome reflection on the gold mecha bow, or the crow skin. Just, it looks so cool, and I think that the coolest part about all of this is the fact that they added some extremely highly exclusive skins that are only available to purchase for the most dedicated and skilled players in the game. Now that actually begs a question though, because the rate at which the star points is rewarded, in my opinion, is way too low. Either that or the skins for like the golden mecha crow and mecha bow is incredibly too high. Now it's actually kind of a complicated way to look at this because it's not super simple, okay? So first off, I love the idea of a skin being in the game that takes a ridiculously long amount of time and skill to unlock. I mean, if you ever see somebody with a golden mecha bow or crow skin, you know that they are an insanely good player, and like at that point you might as well just spin and let them win, because the sheer rarity of the skin makes the skin so epic. In fact, some of you might know that, I actually grew up playing a ton of RuneScape, and one of the things that I loved about RuneScape is that you could pour months of time into getting a single skill to like 99, and once you got that skill to 99, you could then get a skill cape to show off your accomplishment. And beyond that, you could even get a second skill cape to 99 in order to trim that cape to make it look even cooler. I remember spending half of a year of my game time training only 2 of the 23 skills in the game just so I could get a trimmed fire making cape to show off my accomplishment. Golden Mecha Crow and Golden Mecha Bow are similar. In fact, last season there were only 5 players that passed 20,000 trophies. If those 5 players do the same thing every single season, it will take them 7 months before they gain the 50,000 star points required for them to unlock a Golden Mecha Bow or Golden Mecha Crow skin. And if they save their star points that they got from pushing every brawler up to 500, that'll save them about 2 months worth of time. So, by the end of 2019, there may be 5 players in the entire world that have a Golden Mecha Bow or Golden Mecha Crow skin. That is ridiculously exclusive. In fact, I think it's way too exclusive. Oh, hey there, this is Kairos from the past future, meaning that I recorded this video 2 days ago and then Supercell made some changes yesterday, and this is in the future me, who is in the past of when this video is being released, and it's okay if you don't follow, just don't worry about it. I'm KairosTime. I can do with that what I want with time. Anyway, so Supercell made some changes yesterday that made it much easier to gain trophies. They also made it so that if you win 50% of your matches, you will reach 800 trophies, aside from like the season reset. So like if you play enough games, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go into the numbers, but basically it will be much easier to push in trophies as long as you're playing the game and you're not terrible at it. I still haven't done enough research to decide how I feel about the trophy change. I think that it's a good change, but if I do come up with like a really strong opinion, I'll be sure to let you guys know. With that said though, even though Supercell has implemented a change to try to make it easier to gain star points, which is a good thing, and I like that, and I applaud them for doing that so quickly, there is still an issue with the current situation. Now, while skill is not much of a factor in earning these skins, it is going to take a ridiculous amount of hours to get 50,000 star points for a super exclusive skin. This excludes the dedicated players who will play the game for years, but only has enough time to play for about 10 to 20 minutes a day. What I mean is it's going to be a really big grind fest to get those skins. And I understand that, and I appreciate that, that the skins are exclusive, so it should be difficult to get that. I'm all about that. But I'm talking about the players like me, who, although I do cover the game on YouTube, and I'm much more dedicated than like 99% of the player base, the vast majority of my day is spent producing content around the game, and unless I'm actually streaming, which I do, you guys should follow me on Twitch, I don't actually play for more than like 30 minutes a day casually. That is an issue that needs to be fixed. Now, I do think that Supercell is thinking of these things, they're aware of it, they just like put this out and they're trying to figure out what the best solution is, and that's about all I have to say for that. So the past future me is now going to say goodbye and let my past me talk. So yeah. Now I'm definitely going to talk about how I think this should be fixed, but first I wanted to talk about one other change in this update that I really dislike. The removal of end season token rewards. This is an exact recreation of what happened when I found out what was happening. Okay, let's see what's going here in this update. We got new brawler tick. It'll probably be a teamer in Showdown. That's interesting. New star powers for every brawler. Yeah. People are going to love that. Removing end season token rewards. Okay, cool. Wait, what? Not cool. Not cool. Maybe that was an exaggeration, maybe it wasn't, but you guys get the idea. I really feel like this was a mistake on Supercell's part. If they would have done this back when the game was in beta, I would have been so understanding, totally get it. They're balancing like the game economy and everything. That makes a lot of sense. But now that the game is actually released, Supercell should not be decreasing progression speed. If anything, they should be increasing it. Now, I'm not a game developer and I do not understand game economy as much as the Brawl Stars developers do. If for some reason they feel like the end of season token rewards is not the best way to go, I can back them up. Now, since the beginning of the game's release, players have been asking for more incentive to play the game and progress through the game and push trophies, not less. With star points, and star skins being introduced into the game, I really felt as though Supercell was really listening and that they were giving us what we wanted. And to an extent, they really are. At least that's how I felt until I realized that they were taking away token rewards at the end of each season. To me, I think that the solution is pretty simple. I just talked about two issues with the update. The inability for a lot of players to earn star points to get the coolest skins in the game, as well as the removal of the progression rewards every 2 weeks without offsetting it with something else of equal value, or maybe not even equal value, but like something else that is, somewhat equal. Now, there are two ways that I think that Supercell should really try to fix this. First off, I think that Supercell needs to remove the way that the star points are being added beyond 500 trophies for each brawler. It's way too little reward for the current cost of the skins. Seriously though, 7 months for 5 players in the entire world to get a skin is ridiculous. It's way too ridiculous. Instead, there should be 2 ways to earn star points, both of which would award both time and skill, but skill would not be required to earn them. However, skill would actually speed up the progress. The first idea is to add end of season rewards back, but replace the tokens with star points rewards. If they don't want the progression, the additional progression to come through the trophy road, they can make it so that we are actually earning a reasonable amount of star points throughout at the end of each season. I should also mention that the trophy road should extend well beyond 20,000 trophies, since 20,000 is going to get easier and easier to reach with more brawlers being released into the game. Additionally, I think that if you win a match with a brawler above 500 trophies, you should earn some star points. And if you lose a match with a brawler above 500 trophies, you should also earn some star points, but half the amount. I think a good amount would be 6 points for a win, 3 points for a loss. And then of course Supercell could balance these out so that you're actually receiving those star points at a reasonable pace. With these two methods rewarding star points, my hopes is that a skilled player would be able to dedicate a lot of time and would earn star points much faster. Maybe 50,000 star points after 4 months of progression for the most skilled and most dedicated player, but that the average player would also be able to earn star points so that they could save up their star points for a super exclusive 50,000 star point skin if they wanted to as well. Maybe instead of, once one of those every 4 months, maybe one every 8 months, just because they're playing the game consistently. We still have a lot to cover for this update, but I'm really curious to know what you guys think of these two solutions specifically. So please let me know in the comment section below. Now, Supercell did add and remove several maps into the game. I will miss some of the maps. I'm looking forward to playing some of the maps. Overall, I think that it's really good that Supercell is cycling through the maps. My understanding is that they do it based off of how much players are actually playing a given map, and also they're trying to do it based to get rid of maps that are very meta specific so that you have a lot of options to play every single day. Honestly, I think that's really fantastic, and I want them to keep on doing that. Now, you may also have noticed that Siege has been reworked quite a bit. It's not plus 10. It is now plus 5, minus 5 like the other modes, and now lasts a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There's been some rebalancing things to make this seem more playable. I think that a lot of people really dislike Siege in the past. It's actually kind of sad because I really love the idea of a game mode that lasts longer than just, the regular 230. I would love a game mode that lasts 10 minutes, Unfortunately, though, Siege just didn't seem to be enjoyed by others as much as some of the other modes. Overall, I think this is the right call, but I haven't played it enough to really determine what my complete opinion is on it. Playing in a few matches, it feels good. Now let's talk about the changes in the Brawl Stars shop. It looks much cooler, and the way that they made it so that you can only purchase skins from there actually gives you a reason to go and check out the shop every single day. I know that Supercell still needs to increase the number of skins that are available within the game, but once they've actually done that, I would love it if there were various skins of varying prices every single day. I still think that the game needs more 30 gem skins and more 300 gem skins. I would love it if every single day there was a 30 gem, an 80 gem, 150 gem, and a 300 gem offer in the shop, with maybe one of them being discounted at a lower price. That would be ideal, and I really hope that Supercell listens to the feedback from the players that we really do want more 30 gem skins. Even if they're really simple, even if they're mostly just recolors, we would love that. There are a few other things that I think are worth mentioning. I really like the new beach environment. That's super cool. I really like that Supercell kept Terra's model really similar, but they've actually updated it so that now they can start actually giving Terra some skins. I actually think they did a great job at matching voices with Terra, Tick, and BB. Just the personality, it's really great. I also think the Summer of Robots is a really cool event, and increasing the safe health in the Heist made a lot of sense because Heist games were shorter on average than other game modes. Heist still feels really good with that extra 5,000 health on each safe. I love the new skins that are being added into the game. Since most of them haven't been released, I can't actually say much about them yet, but I do think that the Mecha Bow and Mecha Crow skins are super awesome. I was way excited when I realized that their voices actually have become robotized. That was a really cool feature that I would love if they added into more skins in the future. Overall, I think that this was an amazing update. If it weren't for Brawl Stars removing end of season token rewards and some of the star skins just it taking way too long for people to actually reach those, I would go as far as to say that this was the best Brawl Stars update in history, with the initial update where they actually released the star powers into the game, that being the number one, this one being a second. I think that Brawl Stars is in a really good place right now, and I really can't wait to see what Supercell decides to focus on next. I've been advocating for more depth and strategy in the game, and the addition of star powers will go a long way towards that. I still think that the game needs more depth, but this is a great step, like I said, in the right direction. And that is my 100% honest review of the summer update. I am really curious to know what everyone else thinks, so please drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more quality Brawl Stars videos in the future. I do them frequently, if you haven't noticed already. For now, guys, this is KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you in Brawl Stars.